Okay, I'll admit it. I'm a sucker for those little sayings you get on your coffee cups. Starbucks used to do it. I don't know why they stopped. But someone local has been doing it for some time. This one caught my eye the other day, and I kept the coffee cup. I've been keeping the coffee cup for 2 weeks now, just so I could talk to you about it. So, here it is. So here it is, and I'll read you. There's a little saying right here. I love this. I'll tell you about it in a minute, okay? Stay tuned. Okay, so this little puppy says, walk with the wise, and you become wise. Associate with fools, and you get into trouble. So this was on the coffee cup that we recently got from a local coffee vendor. The redhead and I have a weekend ritual, one of us. Okay, usually she does. She goes and gets some morning coffee from a local church. They have a nice little coffee stand here in Bothell, and it's called Jacob's Well, so shout out to Jacob's Well. They make great coffee. They're great people to deal with. They're a bunch of teens. It's a little coffee stand run by this great group of teens. And one thing, I'm going to set this down, and one of the things I really like about them is that they're entrepreneurial. They fund all their church extracurricular teen activities through the coffee stand. So, you know, we get our coffee from them, and I just love that there's those little quotations on the bottom. Now, they're always biblical, but, you know, I don't mind that. But that one was phrased in modern language. I suspect that's not the original Aramaic from the Bible, but you get the point. I don't know why it tickles me, but it does. I mean, it tickles and it pleases me. I like it. I like the fact, this is not what I wanted to talk about today at all. I'm talking about Jacob's Well. This is not going to be a huge plug for them, okay? But I like the fact that they're out there actually providing something the community needs. And they're not holding bake sales and fundraisers and car washes or going door to door begging for money like a lot of the schools around here do. No. They're raising their money. They're making their money the old-fashioned way. They're working for it. So I like supporting that. I like supporting the entrepreneurial spirit. The younger you get into it, the better. Walk with the wise, you become wise, associate with fools, and you get into trouble. So it reminds me of a very important principle and who to listen to for sharp, concise, accurate, proven instruction on the HCG diet for your HCG diet journey. You know, it's, hey, quick ADD moment. You know what it made me think of? It's a line from the first Rocky movie where Rocky's talking to the little girl, kind of mentoring her, and she's having none of it. And he says, you know, you associate with yo-yos, you become a yo-yo. You associate with smart people, you become smart. It's like that. So are you out there following and listening to people who had epic fails on the HCG diet? People doing things like going on 5 rounds to lose just 60 pounds, which is if you average it out, that's less than 12 pounds per round. That's even less than homeopathic people have. And if you recall, my first 2 rounds, I lost 60 pounds each. So, but that was 2 rounds. This person went on 5 rounds. Just saying. So, are you listening to people who've lost 30, 40 pounds one time and decided to hang out a shingle saying, HCG expert? Or are you even bothering to check? Are you on Facebook or YouTube and other online HCG hangouts and you don't bother to check if what someone's telling you is not only accurate, or if there's even proof, or even if they did the HCG diet or not? There are a lot of people in these places who are advising people on how to do the HCG diet and who've never been on it themselves. They're just selling it. Check it out. Or do you check and see, kind of follow up with them and see if they kept it off 6 months or more? All of that's called doing your due diligence. And unfortunately, most people don't. Quick ADD moment. Look, Anyone can lose weight on the HCG diet, or any diet for that matter. The true test, the true proof that they knew what they were doing, or they know what they're talking about, is, are they keeping it up, keeping it off to and or past their 6-month milestone? 6 months. Anyone can lose weight for 6 weeks. Do they keep it off at the 1-month mark? Are they keeping it off at the 3-month mark, the 6-month mark? And a year later, we follow up. We know who does, who doesn't, but how many of these other people are doing that? Look, I made some big mistakes when I first began in the HCG world, especially when I first offered the coaching program. I didn't kiss the rings and butts of those in power on the HCG communities, the ones who sat on their little thrones and passed judgment on others. No, I don't mince words, and they hate that. I don't try to hook people on bad advice and then get them to order HCG through me as they go on round after unsuccessful round and then tell them it's their fault. Nope. I tell you the proven facts you need to know in order to only go on as many rounds as you need, and then never, ever go on another diet, HCG or otherwise, again. They hate that even more. Sometimes the pharmacies aren't fond of me either. You know, they make more money the more people fail on the HCG diet, as well as the more people are successful. But that's another story. No, the thing you can count on me for is I'm only going to tell you the truth. Since it's by nature of it being the truth, it's probably going to hurt, and you're probably not going to like it, but it's the thing you need to hear regardless. Hopefully you'll act on it after you're finished being pissed off at me. I'll only speak about what works. You can count on me for that. If I don't know, I'll say so. Look, it's not like the HCG diet is rocket science, but it is science. There are scientific medical principles that work. It's pretty easy, the HCG diet thing is. It's pretty easy if you just do a couple of things. If you can't get qualified coaching, and I don't know why you can't, because for a brief time, depending on when you see this, it may already be gone, I'm giving you my $300 coaching program for $47. You have no excuse not to get top-of-the-line coaching. But this is not a plug for my program. I just wanted to insert that in there. Number one, so for some reason you can't get coaching. Number one, resign from all of those Facebook and Yahoo and YouTube and quit following those HCG hobby bloggers yammering on day after day about the HCG diet. Number two, pick up a copy of Pounds and Inches that hasn't been too modified and start doing the diet the right way. Look, this alternative, it's not the best in the world. The best in the world is you get my coaching program. Of course I'm going to say that, but if you've been following me for any length of time, you know what I do works, and I don't talk about something if it doesn't work. So, but if nothing else, get the Pounds and Inches report. It's not the best way to do it in the world, though it has stood the test of time for 60 years. And while some things are outdated, like, you know, if you see my other video, the effective HCG dose, we found that it's much higher than 125 IUs that Dr. Simeon's originally recommended. But still, Pounds and Inches, it's pretty damn good for a 60-year-old document. And lastly, look, when you get the best HCG on the market, and I have a link down there for that, you can get my $300 coaching program for just pennies a day. It's a no-brainer. You get the top-of-the-line HCG in your system. You get the top-of-the-line HCG coaching with the most proven results. Here's something else you can count on me for. I know I go on and on about all the bad things about the HCG diet. It's a pretty miraculous thing. And sometimes it's very frustrating to watch the sheer volume of bad information and then people not knowing any better following it. I do my best to combat it, but sometimes it's like spitting into the ocean. Look, you won't find me. You can count on me for the facts, the straight truth, as my Facebook page says. You won't find me using as a fact base other HCG dieters, usually failed ones, on YouTube or Facebook or on a hobby blog or anywhere else like that for that matter. And I don't confuse anecdotal talk with real facts. I don't confuse opinion with fact. There are facts and there are opinions. And while everyone's entitled to their own opinion, they are not entitled to their own facts. Now, unlike almost all the others out there, I don't confuse the two. When I talk about something, I pull from our database, coming from over 4,000 successful members as of this taping, probably more if you watch this in the future, on what works and what doesn't work. We track very carefully what works, what doesn't work. What did they do? And then we put it all together, and we're constantly tweaking things. You might have seen the most recent update about the amino acids. It's a great thing. But right now, for example, let's just talk about that for a minute. Right now, we're testing out an alternative for Bragg's amino acids. And pretty soon, if it tests out amongst all the test subjects well, and right now it's looking really good, early test results are looking good, we'll introduce it into our program. But we're always updating it because the HCG diet is an evolving process. But only if you do it right. So, there you go. That's all I have for you today. So, leave comments below, somewhere down below, if you want to find a link in the show notes to get the best HCG and the best coaching. Okay? So, anyway, that's all I have. Until next time, stay gutless.